Well, good morning and welcome back to Batty Bloomers. I am working in the Potager today, and it is a horrible mess. I think I just got bit by a mosquito. It's not fair. Okay, so you can see the grass is just matted. This is my blue garden. I don't know if half the stuff is still alive, but I gotta clean that out. This looks way better than it did. I have oregano that I planted over here just for ornamental because when I tried to dry it, it didn't have any flavor after I dried it, which I thought was really strange because I can smell it as I pull it out. But you can see there's lots and lots of oregano. I mean, I pulled out a ton, but there's still little plants that'll take over. So if anybody needs oregano and you are close to me, this was full of grass, and now this is Love and a Mist or Nigella seedlings coming up. Some in that boot there too. So that'll be pretty in here. This is hard to plant in because it dries out and I do not water things very well. So anyway, I'm thinking about hacking that thing back. That's my witch hazel that I showed in a previous video. I'm just thinking about hacking it back and making it just let it be a little shrub and just keep it on the small side. I don't know why I planted it there, honestly, but there it is. Maybe I'll move it eventually. I don't know. And we talked about doing changes in this garden. We talked about clearing an area and doing a hard surface like this and doing a fire pit. But the more I think about it, the more I don't like that idea. But I do need to do something in here because there's no destination. And when you don't have a destination in your garden, you won't use it. And that's exactly what happened to this garden. There was no destination. It didn't get used, and I didn't weed it. And now it's a huge mess, which is really overwhelming. But I have to just do one little bit at a time, and no, it's not going to get done all in one day, and that's okay. Just get it done. Slowly but surely. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the things you need when you're going to go clean out your garden. And maybe everybody knows this, but I'll say it for anybody who might not. So I have a stockpile of things over here to show you. You need shovels. Because when I'm working on cleaning out the garden, I'm not only cleaning out dead stuff, I want to clean out weeds like this. So I got to dig that out. So a smaller shovel will work for those kind of weeds. But then the larger shovel you need for things like this evil mulberry tree, because their roots go down to Australia, I think. And you can't just pull it out. It's crazy. Even when you dig it, it doesn't want to come out. So big shovels for stuff like that. Small shovels for little weeds that you encounter. Also something to put your weeds and debris in. This flexible buckets. This is a pop-up bin that actually was some sports game that you play, like a yard game, that I got alongside the road for free. And it pops up and you can fill it with weeds. And then it stores flat like that for the winter. And then of course the wagon to haul everything down to the compost pile. And then of course you want gloves and clippers, because I've been limbing up this birch tree here because it overhangs really low, and the idea is to trim these birch trees higher so that there's still like dappled sunlight. I don't want it to be too shady in here. And there's a chicken over there. Oh, look at that. So different size clippers. The smaller ones for clipping off dead stuff like the dead iris leaves there. The big ones for branches and stuff like that. So, you know, if anybody has any ideas how to make this garden some place to go, you know, that you want to walk through it. I'm not sure what I know I'm missing a destination. Like, now we have a destination over here, but that's only over here. So this whole area, I'm not sure. I do have an idea of something I'd like my son to build. for me. And I thought about putting it over that direction. I think I might limb up that white pine to get more growing space. Another thing I want to do is this mulberry. Elderberry. I need to move this thing out of here. It is a monster. A monster. A thug. A bully. It needs to go. I want to keep the tree, but it's huge. And it's blocking sunlight. And I'm not sure why I put it there. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't have much of a plan when I do a garden. I just throw things in. Sometimes I have a plan, but not all the time. So that I think we're going to move over here on the hill because our tree lost a big, huge branch this past summer. We hope this tree doesn't die. We love that tree. But so there's a lot more light over there now. And so we could plant it right about where that big limb is, like on the hill, a little past that, because these are our apples, and then there's some pear. So it's kind of like our fruit orchard lane there. And this is elderberry, obviously, is fruit, so we could put that over there. So that's going to be fun, digging that out. So as you can see, there's like, and this edge, I've never really finished this edge. It just kind of grows up with weeds. And last year was very discouraging because I planted zinnias. That's a weed. But this is zinnias, snapdragons, and some of them lived. I planted foxglove. I planted poppies. And there's nothing of those. They all died because it was so dry. And even when I tried to water them, it was like instantly dry after I watered them. It didn't matter. And it was very discouraging. So this area, I'm not sure. I am just not sure. So I feel like if we would do a fire ring, this would be the area down here. We had talked about doing it up where the arch is. Let me walk up in here and show you. It looks like I have a lot of Lebanon mist seeded down here and a lot of weeds. Oh, that's an oxeye daisy. I like those. And these grassy looking things are grape hyacinths. And then there's a I forget what it's called, an orchid lily. It's like a little orange flower, but then it gets these black seed heads, which are really cool looking. The problem is those seeds go everywhere, and then you have these darn things everywhere. But they're kind of nice to have. So we had originally thought about putting a fire ring between the 3 birch trees, and that would be sort of right where that archway is. But I don't know if I like that idea because I have to move so many flowers. We're here. There are flowers, but they aren't as dear to me as some of the things up there. And we could level this and hardscape it. And that's the other thing. Do I want more hardscaping in this garden? I guess if it wasn't huge, and if we take this out, that would give us more room. And that tree needs limbed up some more. And I think I might chop this back and just keep it as a shrub. Rather, I think I was trying to train it like a tree, but I don't know really why I would do that. I don't want to take out too much light from this garden, so I'll just hack it back. And then there is a tree here that we dug out of the woods. I think it's a wild cherry tree, but it had like purple leaves and these really pretty pink flowers that smelled good. So we dug it up out of the woods, and it almost died. And I'm looking at it here, and it doesn't look great. I don't know what is going on with it. It does have new growth on it, but it's really low. And of course, this is the old growth, and I would have wanted to trim it up so that you have a high canopy, so it gives dappled shade, but not like full-on shade. So I'm not sure about this thing. It's kind of wonky. Yeah, so just kind of a general video about my potager and how to make it more inviting and yeah, I don't know. So if anybody has any ideas, I welcome ideas. I don't know. I don't know why I can't figure this space out. I feel like bigger spaces are hard to make gardens in. A lot of people say the opposite, that small spaces are harder. But this is, I mean, it's not huge, but it's big compared to my secret garden. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you see what I'm doing. Oh, I see rabbit poop. There's rabbits in this garden. Look. Oh, the little buggers. And look at this. This is part of the elderberry. And it's rooted. Right there it's rooted. So I could have a ton more of those plants. I could just yank that out and have other plants. I don't know yet. So anyway, any ideas would be greatly welcomed because I am struggling with this area. I want it to be inviting. I want it to have a destination. So, all right. I think that's about it. I'm going to keep working, try to get it cleaned up. And thanks for watching. I want to just give you a little update. It's the same day that I started this. I did have a little bit of help. But we didn't get it all done, but we got a lot done. So I try to show you from the same perspective so that you can see it clearer. Sometimes when people do videos of before and after, they don't take from the same perspective, and that drives me crazy. I want to see it exactly from the same perspective because it makes me understand it better. But anyway, this is what we've done. That's the witch hazel. We took the big, weird, wonky branches out, and it looks so much better just kind of having all that upright vase-shaped sticks going up there. We just moved the elderberry. That is over there, right there. We chopped it back and then we dug it, and I'm telling you, those suckers went out so far. So it's good that we moved it because it was taking over. And what else? We got this bed cleaned out. There's some like little fungusy things growing in there, which is kind of cool. Looks like a little fairy house or something. Lots of clean out, but not completely finished. There's still more to do over there, down there, over there. But we got a lot done today. So that's awesome because sometimes these jobs seem so overwhelming. And once you get going though, it gets done. So probably another day or two out here. And it'll be ready for spring. So I just thought I should show you that. And all the space I have down here now. And that's wonderful because I have a peony planted there, and this was overshadowing it. And peonies need full sun. So I have to see where that's at. And now I have all this space to plant lots of flowers, which I've got a lot planted from seed starting. So that's exciting. And if anybody knows, can anybody tell me if this is a Oriental poppy? I started some from seed last year, and it was so hot. Like I said earlier, it was so dry and hot, everything died. And I was so sad, so I bought the same kind again this year, because I've never grown Oriental poppies before. And then I saw this in here, I said, oh, maybe that's a poppy, but I don't actually know if it is. So if anybody knows and recognizes this foliage, since I've never really grown them, I know they have sort of ferny foliage, but I don't know much. But anyway, so there it is. Almost done. Almost ready for spring. Woohoo! All right, thanks for watching.